Hey everyone, this is Fluffles from the Tahiti cluster, and today I'm going to be showing you how we do Doom 3.4 difficulty skill node 1. So you can see here we're taking the standard skill team. This is the Secret Avengers plus Kestrel and Shang-Chi. Team position, pretty normal. We've got Sam on an edge, we've got Kestrel behind. The other three don't matter too much. I like to have my Shang-Chi on the edge so that if Sharon gets targeted by something that hits adjacent, that he can block and help heal through Maria's passive, but not too big a deal where you position these characters. ISO choices are also standard here. Raider on Shang-Chi, Striker on Sharon, Healer on Maria. I've got Raider on Kestrel. I know some people like Striker on Kestrel. I've found Raider to be more consistent to do more damage overall. And of course Skirmisher on Sam. So let's go ahead and fast forward into the fight and I'll show you how we do this. If you're interested in the specifics of my team power and where I have my T4s allocated, more on that at the end of the video. Okay, so before we start playing the video, first things first, let's talk about what's going to happen here. So the first thing that happens is Yelena does her ult, and then Loki does his special. Some people have told me that if this targets the same character, that character gets one shot for them a lot. I have not found this to be the case for me personally, but maybe it's because I've invested some levels into my characters. So if you're finding that your Sharon is consistently getting targeted by both and getting one shot, consider adding some more levels to her so that that doesn't happen. But once we get past that first opening barrage, we're going to do some very specific things, and I'll play it in just a second here, but just talk through it first. We're going to do Kestrel Special, we're going to do Sam ult, and we're going to do Shang-Chi ult. We always do those three things to open up this node. It's very important to do that, so let's go ahead and watch it happen here. So Yelena targets my Sharon, Loki targets my Maria. She almost dies, but she recovers. Her passive lets her block and heal back up. Again, we do the special from Kestrel, we do the ultimate from Sam, and we do the ultimate from Shang-Chi. I'm going to pause right here real quick. We have a choice here. The Sam ultimate cleared the buffs on the Red Guardian, so we have a choice on what character we want to select with Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi's ultimate does more damage to characters based on the amount of buffs on his primary target. So we're going to switch target to Sif here because she has both the deflect and the defense up, and that'll make us do more overall damage to this wave and help us wipe it through. So we see I select her, and he basically deletes the rest of the wave. We're going to make sure that there's no need to use the ultimate from Sharon, so we're just going to basic to get somebody down. Maria, we're going to use the special to get her minions out. This is really the only skill node where it's super safe to pull her minions out. And we're just basicking basically the rest of the way through. I had a choice there. Heimdall's probably going to get his ability off one way or another. So just hitting the things with defense down so that Kestrel will keep pinging is the right thing to do. Now these Hellas are about to spawn here. They won't get their Gregs out because Kestrel has charge. They finally fixed that bug. And we have a choice with what to do here with Sam. Now the right move here with Sam is to use his special so that the Loki mind control goes into him so that we don't run the risk of our Maria, for example, getting killed by the second Loki mind control. I usually don't do the special anymore, but I do it in this video just to illustrate the correct strategy to use. But my team is so strong that I don't get my cooldowns back up in time if I do use the special. I did go straight into node 2 after this node right here, and I was still able to one-shot node 2 no problem without doing any heals or anything like that. But anyway, you'll see me use the special because that's the correct move to use here. Again, to ensure that the Loki mind control goes into Sam. Maria's next, and we're just going to basic down. We're going to keep pinging into these, into this defense down. With Sharon, it's very important that you use a basic here so that we make sure we don't want either of these Hellas to get their turn. If they get their turn, they'll use their ultimate. Their ultimate will hit all your characters. It'll do a ton of damage. Maybe it'll wipe one of your characters. So it's very important to get slows out, do the rewind. Sharon's basic does the turn meter rewind. You can see it paused on the screen here, and it's going to apply slow. When we get to Shang-Chi's turn, we'll apply slow to the other Hela to make sure that she doesn't get her turn off either. Heimdall did get his special off, no big deal. And now we are just going to keep pinging into these Hellas. I switched targets to the other Hela here, doing the basic with the minions just because the basic has a very small chance of doing some turn meter rewind if it crits. We're not really at risk though. This Hela, she still doesn't have all of her turn meter yet. So we're not really at risk of her actually taking a turn. You see the slow come up from the Shang-Chi basic there, and we're able to just basic to clear her out. So this is what I was saying here, where Sam, not only did I use his special, but he got slow applied to him from the mind control from either Shang-Chi or Sharon. I don't recall which one hit him. So he's not going to get another turn, so we're actually not going to get his cooldowns back up for Node 2. Not a big deal, but I do like to have his special up. It's my preferred first move at the start of Node 2. But my team's just so strong that I'm going to kill this Loki before he can get his next turn. In an ideal world, he gets his next turn off so that he can summon all of his little Loki mirages, and we can eat through them and restore the cooldowns on Sam, but not a big deal. So node is down, no problem. So let's switch over to the game and let's take a look at what I have for the power of my characters. Again, my team is pretty big, but I've been clearing this skill node one shot, no problem, even since having less power than this. But Kestrel, you can see all the T4s had it like that for a long time. Took her up to level 90. She's tier 16. You should try and take your raid characters up to tier 15 or tier 16 if you can. Kestrel's one of the most important characters in the game, so of course tier 16. And again, I have Raider on her because I feel that it's more consistently more damage overall, and she is one of the few characters worth spending your gold promos to take her up to 7 red. Shang-Chi, I have all of his tier 4s. His basic is not an essential tier 4. You can skip that if you want to, but it is pretty strong. I just recently took him up to 90. He was a lot lower before. I think I had him at 85 or 87 for quite a long time. And I did take him up to Blue ISO 4, but again, that was very recent. These are both things that were related more to the War Scourge, to needing him this high for skill raid. So don't worry about taking him this high for skill raid. You don't need to take him to Blue 4. I was just doing that to help with the War Scourge. He is worth a 6 red promo though if you can spare the gold tokens, but 5 red would be fine to clear the content we're talking about here. Maria Hill. Again, all of her tier 4s. All of her tier 4s are pretty good. You can probably skip the basic if you want to. Although it's more likely to come into play in these skill raids because you don't use her special in any node other than the first one. Took her up to level 90. She's one of the squishier characters, so I like to have the squishier ones up in the levels higher, so that they survive those mind controls. Healer's a great choice for her. Some people do skirmisher, that's fine too. And you could have her at 5 red or 6 red, no big deal. Captain Sam. I have him only at level 87. He's pretty tanky, so I've just been slow to put his levels up. But all of his tier 4s are good, so would recommend all of those. And again, tier 16, all these characters I have at tier 16. And I have Skirmisher on him. It's the best choice by far. Not really anything else to consider. I guess I've seen a few people doing Raider as sort of a niche thing. And definitely worth the 6 red if you can afford the 6 red. And finally, Sharon. You don't need her passive tier 4. It adds focus when you have deflect, and this team really does not need the extra focus, so it's just a wasted investment at this point. If at some point one of the new difficulties makes it so that you need extra focus, then fine, but you don't need it for now. The other ones are great though. I like to do basics on characters that are ideal as striker. Just because of the added bonus of getting those double taps in. She is a great striker because she does turn rewind on her basic. Have her up to level 89 again so she survives some of those hits and does more damage, and she's definitely worth the 6 red if you can afford it. So, okay, that's the team. So, feel free to join us on Discord. Tahiti is one of the largest, if not the largest, Marvel Strike Force Discord that's out there. There's people from all different alliances, a bunch of top players there. We have channels to talk about raids, to talk about scourges, to talk about tower. So if you're into the game, if you're into doing the best that you can on all of those things, definitely hop into our Discord and continue the conversation there. All right, thanks for watching.